It's 3 a.m. You can't sleep. All you can do is think about her. The one you cared about so much. The one that made you happier than anything else in this world. The one who left you. Every breath you take, you can feel the squeeze of that soul-crushing sorrow as it tightens its grip on you. By the time you wake up in the morning, it's only a matter of seconds before the harsh reality hits you like a ton of bricks. She's gone, and you think you've lost her forever. Hi, I'm Justin Sinclair, and in this short video, I'm going to teach you how to get your ex back, no matter how hopeless you think your situation is, using some weird tricks that I've discovered over the years in my career as a relationship expert. I've helped thousands of men across the world get their woman back, and I know that I'll be able to get your girl back for you too, no matter how hopeless you feel right now. I really want to make sure you stop what you're doing right now and watch this video, because it could, no, it will change your life. This video is for anyone who's lost the best relationship they've ever had, anyone with a broken heart, anyone who caught that shooting star of true love and let it slip from their hands. If you're afraid to go to bed tonight because you know how badly your heart will ache when you look over and see an empty pillow beside you, then you need to hear my message. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to be alone. That second chance, the one you'd give anything, absolutely anything for, you can have. Whatever the reason for them leaving, you can get that special person back. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it, using secret text messages I've spent 4 years testing and perfecting. Not only are you going to get your ex back, but I'm going to show you how to have your ex begging to be part of your life again. Now, I know that's a pretty big promise, and I wouldn't say this unless I was 100% certain that I could do this for you. I've worked with thousands of people over the years and gained a tremendous amount of insight into how people feel when they're in a relationship, and how they feel after it comes to a disastrous end. I've seen it up close in so many lives. Heck, I've lived it. However, I'm proud to say I'm very happily married now with 2 beautiful kids. But it was a long and difficult road that led my wife and I to the blissful life we enjoy today. We actually split up about a year into our relationship. It was my fault. She would definitely say it was my fault, but it's true. I really was the one to blame, and for a long time, 3 years in fact, she wouldn't even speak to me. She said she never wanted to see me again when we split up. I thought I would never get her back, and the pain during that time, the anxiety I felt, I cringe when I remember it. But I did get her back, and if you've ever felt that pain, you're probably saying right now, how, Justin? How did you do it? Don't worry. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get them back and get them to open up again to the idea of you being a couple, even if that seems impossible right now. And that's not all. I've actually got a little surprise for you at the end of this video. You'll want to stick around right until the end, because I know the surprise is going to blow you away, and I promise by the end of this video, you will be smiling. But before I get to that, let me say this. I'm sorry. However you ended up where you are right now, I'm sorry that you feel the way that you do. This kind of thing is very common, and a lot of guys go through this. In fact, maybe you are even one of the lucky guys who are desired by other women, and often have women flirting with you. You may have even moved on to a new relationship. Whether you are one of the lucky ones or not, it doesn't matter, does it? Because you want her, just her. She's the person you think about when you can't quite get to sleep at night. Your heart skips a beat when you're in the grocery store and you see someone that looks just like her walk by. Your heart is broken, and there's only one person in the whole world who can help you fix it, and she's gone. Maybe she's in another relationship. Maybe she's not talking to you. Maybe she's asked if you can just be friends. Whatever the reason, you're carrying that pain around with you every day. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing anyone can do about it, except her. Time heals all wounds, your friends will say. Get over it. Get out there and have some fun. That can be good advice. Your friends are telling you that because they want you to be happy. But sometimes it's not the right advice. Me, when I was separated from my girlfriend, I tried to get over it. I did what guys do. I drank, I watched sports, I went out with different women, and even managed to get a new girlfriend. It still hurt, but everyone told me to just keep going. Get out there. Have fun. The pain will soon go away. And you know what? It didn't. I still loved my ex-girlfriend. So I ended things with my new girlfriend, who was a nice person, but I never could truly love her as much as my ex. 3 years later, and it still felt as bad as that first morning when I first woke up without her. So I'm telling you right here, right now, even if you haven't spoken to your ex in years, my system can and will work for you, as long as you once had something special between you guys. I've had many students who've been in the same situation, and they ask me, Justin, why am I still feeling this way? Why can't I move on? And then they start blaming themselves. I'm crazy, I'm obsessive, or if I had only. No, you're not crazy, you're not obsessive, you're just in love. And frankly, sometimes being in love can be more like a battleground than a bed of roses. It's the best feeling in the world when it goes right, but when it goes wrong, you could be left cursing the day you two ever met. So the feelings that you have right now, try to brush them aside for a bit. What you're feeling right now is normal, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I know you feel awful right now, but I'm going to help you bring back the time when you felt normal, and help you get your ex back. We all have one shot in this life. Every minute spent worrying, depressed, or hopeless is a minute that is wasted, and every minute is precious. So please do me a favor. Stop hating yourself and stop hating her. Hate does nothing but destroy. And when you have hate in your heart, there can be no chance at rebuilding your relationship. If you want true love, you need to be able to do this. And yes, I can tell you true love does exist. Now, I admit I can't explain how or why it exists. I don't think anyone can. But I know it does exist. Every morning, I wake up and put my arms around my wife, and I know that true love is real as the sun rising or the sky being blue. Of course, when I met my wife, I was pretty young and stupid. It's almost too painful even now to list the many, many ways in which I managed to screw it all up. I just want to travel back in time and shake myself by the shoulders and say, "Come on, you moron! You've got the perfect woman and you're letting her get away." Anyways, I did let her get away. She left me. It ended so badly. There was screaming and yelling, and she said she never wanted to see me again. And you know what? Those 3 years that we were apart, that was the time when I realized that true love is absolutely real. And I want you to have it too. I can give you the thing you want most in the world. I can give you a second chance. And not the kind of second chance you get when you go to couples therapy. The kind where you're walking on eggshells the whole time, trying to moderate your behavior and trying to avoid doing anything that will make her say, "You know what? This isn't working out." That's not a second chance. I'm going to walk you through a foolproof system that was developed not only through my own experiences, but also through years of working with thousands of people just like you. I know you're probably thinking, "Justin, just tell me what I need to do already." Okay, I'm going to tell you right now this instant. And if you stick with this video until the end, there is a huge surprise coming up. Honestly, this surprise is so amazing, you're going to wonder why I wouldn't just keep it to myself. So, how do you get them back? The solution involves text messaging. But it's not as simple as just sending a text that says, "I love you, let's talk." In fact, I'm willing to bet you tried that already. Let me explain why that doesn't work, and might actually make the situation worse. You see, during those 3 long, lonely years when I was separated from my wife, I sent her text messages. I sent her emails and letters and left her voicemails. I begged her for another chance and said everything I could think of to get her to see me again. But it didn't work. In fact, a lot of them just made the situation worse. At one point, I left this long, tear-filled voicemail where I poured my heart out and told her how much I loved her, how much I wanted her, how much I needed her back in my life. Surely, I thought, this will convince her that I'm sincere. Guess what she did? She changed her number. Man, was that ever a kick in the teeth. I felt humiliated and stupid, and like I was turning into some kind of obsessive creep. And this is pretty common, actually. Lots of my students say they've had similar experiences, and I always ask them, "Well, why did you do that?" And they reply, because I didn't know what else to do. I understand that. It's what I thought at the time. I didn't know what else to do. Right now, there are thousands of men all over the country leaving voicemails or writing heartfelt emails to their ex, and they're going to get nowhere. Worse yet is that they are probably driving their ex further away from them, and possibly deeper into another man's arms. Why are they doing it? Because they don't know what else to do. I bet you've been there too, or at least considered it. Without knowing what else you can possibly do, you open your heart, lay your cards on the table, make yourself vulnerable. And when you're met with rejection, it hurts like hell. But there is something else you can do. First of all, stop it with the phone calls and letters. You know, Einstein once said, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You've tried pleading with them to come back, and they've only become more resolved not to see you again. So, what's going to happen if you beg even harder? They'll become even more determined to cut you out of their life. You don't catch a big fish by jumping into the river and waving your arms frantically around in the water. You don't grow a flower by jumping up and down on the ground and yelling, "Grow now! Grow for me!" In fact, not only are those methods guaranteed to fail, but if you actually try them, then people might start telling you that you're crazy. Worse yet, your ex is going to pick up on the fact that you sound desperate. And when this happens, it is one of the biggest turnoffs to any girl. So, how do you catch a fish? By casting a line and waiting patiently. And how do you grow a flower? By planting a seed. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to beg. We're not going to plead. We're not going to let ourselves be rejected yet again. We're going to plant a seed. We're going to introduce the thought to them that maybe you should give each other another shot. And the memory of your love is going to nurture that seed and help it blossom. But how do we make that first step? How do we plant that seed in our mind? We are going to use the text messages I've spent years perfecting. Why text messages in particular? There are a number of reasons. One reason is this, and pay close attention here because I'm going to let you in on a crucial piece of female psychology. So many men don't realize this, or know it but don't think about it when they're trying to win back their ex. You might find yourself listening to this next part and thinking, wow, did I really do that? It's okay, as long as you pay attention to what I say next and learn the secret I'm about to reveal. You won't make the same mistake that every other heartbroken guy is making right now. So, why text messages? The main reason is this. They read them. Even if they don't want to talk to you, they will read your text messages. And by reading your text messages, you are entering their mind and their thoughts. But the real trick is this. These powerful text messages I developed work on her subconscious mind. Think about some times when you've seen a commercial on TV for a restaurant, and you suddenly find yourself craving that particular place later on in the day. It's the same concept. By using powerful psychological triggers, sending these customized text messages, you can begin to change their thought patterns and their perception of you, all without them even realizing what's going on. By planting these ideas in their head, their negative feelings toward you will start to disappear, and the positive memories of you will begin to surface, and eventually they will begin to desire and miss you. Another reason that I chose to develop this system using text messages is that it's non-confrontational. It is 100 times easier than trying to convince them over the phone, or even in person. For example, have you tried calling your ex on the phone for a heart-to-heart? I know, it totally sucked, right? Do you know why? If I told you exactly what to say to them in person, there's still a chance you could mess it up, or she could catch you off guard with a question you weren't prepared for, etc. But with text messages, it is foolproof and no pressure for you. You literally can copy them and press send. You can still drive her away if you don't send the right text messages. But don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to send the perfect text message sequence. But before we get into that, let's talk more about your situation. I know you might be thinking, I don't know if you're going to be able to help me with my exact situation. You'd be surprised. There are so many different scenarios, because every couple is unique. It doesn't matter if you were the one to end things with her and won her back, or she ended things with you and doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. The truth is, no matter how unique you think your situation may be, My system will work for you, as it has for countless other men. But you, the person I'm talking to right now, have one thing in common with every other man I've helped. You've met the right woman, the woman you love, but something has stopped you from being together. You want the hurt to go away, and you want her back. To get her back, you need to send the perfect text message sequences, ones that are not going to drive her away. It's not going to lead to more heartache or rejection. What it's going to do is plant a seed in her mind. It's going to make her smile. It's going to make her feel relaxed and a little more comfortable about speaking to you. In time, as our seed grows and blossoms, it's going to make her start thinking about how good you were together. And when that happens, the whole ballgame changes. See, the real problem, the thing that's keeping you apart, is that when she thinks of you, she only thinks of the bad times. You want her back because you remember the good times. And that's what our little seed is going to change. It's going to push away all of those negative emotions and replace them with positive feelings for you. So, is she going to come running back to you? Yes, she will. But it's not going to happen overnight. It is a process that works, and that I will guide you through step by step. And that's where we enter the second phase of this. We've planted our seed and we've broken through the negativity. She's not ready to come back yet, but that blockage has been cleared. Subconsciously, she is already beginning to view you differently, in a good way. It's a level playing field now, and you're playing to win. But let me ask you something first. How would you go about getting any woman into your life? Do you trick them? Do you bribe them? I'm just kidding. No, all you need to do is be the person they fell for in the first place. Let me say that again. Be the person they fell for in the first place. Attraction isn't all about being physically attractive. It's about who you are and how they perceive you to be that's responsible for this. Essentially, if you can convince them that you're still the same person you were when they met you, and you're willing to work out your problems, 9 times out of 10, that is all it takes. Imagine being able to wake up in the morning, happy and secure, knowing that you got your love back, and now she is here to stay. Do you think that's possible? Or are you thinking, nothing that wonderful could ever happen to me? Well, it can, and it will if you follow my advice. I'd like to share an email with you I received. It's from a guy named James who was a student of mine. But more than that, over the course of time we also became friends. You see, James came to me when he was having some problems with his marriage. I introduced him to my program, and, well, let me read what he has to say. Justin, my wife and I had been drifting away for some time, and last year she told me she would like a divorce. We have 2 kids together, and although they are older now, I didn't want this to affect them too. I tried your system, and thankfully I did, because it really worked for me. I'd recommend your system to anyone who wants to reconnect with their ex. Sincerely, James F. Helping people like this is truly what I live for. I believe that everyone deserves to have real love and happiness. Life is too short to be unhappy, and it is meant to be spent with someone you love. Now, I want to tell you a bit more about how to get involved with this program and win your ex back. But before I do that, do you remember at the start when I said I had this amazing surprise for you? Well, it's burning a hole in my pocket, and I just can't shut up about it for much longer. I've got to tell you what it is. As you know, I've helped thousands of men all around the world. I also get paid to speak at different seminars, invited on the radio, and even TV shows to talk about my techniques. When you help others, you will see the good return to you. For example, one person in particular I helped was a gentleman who thought he had lost his wife forever, but I helped them to reunite, and now they're happily married again. This particular gentleman owns a travel company that specializes in hotel bookings. He called me up a few months ago to say, Justin, I really can't thank you enough. You've changed my life, so I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to give you free vacations from my company for the rest of your life. That is, I think you'll agree, a pretty remarkable offer. But there are certain professional practices in my line of work that prevent me from accepting gifts like this. I explained this to the gentleman, but he kept saying, Justin, please, I want you to have this. So, we made a deal. Now, when I ask couples what the one thing is that would help them to work out their issues, do you know what they say to me? A vacation. A little time alone together in a relaxing environment. So that's the deal we reached. This extraordinarily kind-hearted gentleman has agreed to provide my students with free 2-night hotel stays in the US, Canada, and Mexico. You can claim these no matter where you live in the world. However, supplies are very limited. I have already given most of these away to couples I help as part of my normal practice. Now, I know the questions that are already springing to mind, because they're the same questions everyone else asked. Is there a catch? Are you going to try to sell me a timeshare or something like that? No. I know this may sound hard to believe, but this gentleman really was so grateful that he gave me these to give away to my students, no strings attached. A nice vacation really is the best and quickest solution for rekindling a relationship that's in turmoil. If I could afford it, I would send every couple having problems on a vacation. Now, if you're seeing this video, and I haven't taken this down yet, then it means that I still have some vacations left to give away. I've only got a few though. My supply is obviously very limited, and I really want you to have one. Honestly, just having that time alone together is going to make such a difference. Bet you're glad you stuck around now, huh? But as great as your free vacation will be, I know the thing you're really hung up on is getting your ex back. So let's get back to that. I hope what I've already told you has got you thinking about why all of your previous efforts have failed, and given you hope that your future efforts are going to win her heart all over again. But what do you actually need to do? What messages do you actually need to send? This is the really great news. My How to Get X Back system is not some vague guide that leaves you to fill in the gaps by yourself. I don't assume that you're a professional relationship expert, or that you have a PhD in psychology. I don't leave any margin for error. It is as simple as listening to my instructions and sending the exact messages I tell you to send. I know that when I was there, where you are now, I was tearing my hair out, just wishing someone would come along and give me the answer. That's what I'm doing for you. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. When you sign up for my How to Get X Back system, you'll see that I've broken down the material into simple step-by-step instructions. You're going to find this an invaluable resource. I've devoted my career and my life to figuring out the best ways to get an ex back. Now, for the first time ever, I'm offering it to people online, instead of just helping people who are referred to me through word of mouth. I want to help as many people as I can, and the internet is where I can reach the most people. So, you need to make a choice. There are a few things you can do. You can ignore what I'm telling you and keep doing the things you're doing now, which most likely are driving her further away from you. You can try to convince her to go to relationship counseling with you, which may end up costing you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and oftentimes does nothing but waste her time and your time as well. You can even try to accept the fact that you're broken up and just try to get over it and move on. But I can tell you, if you love this person, they're going to be pretty hard to replace with someone else. Sometimes true love only happens once in a lifetime. Or you can trust in me. Someone who has helped thousands of men just like you successfully get their ex back. You can follow my easy to understand and execute system that will subtly plant the idea in her head that you are the person she needs to be with. The system that makes women come crawling back and begging for forgiveness in some cases. The psychological triggers are so powerful that they have been proven in study after study to be effective. The idea you're planting in her head will suddenly emerge into her conscious mind, and she will believe that it was her idea to come back to you, unaware of the powerful psychology at work behind the text messages you have been sending to her. So if you decide you're ready to get your ex back, you can join today and you will get access to my How to Get X Back system. You will be able to access it instantly, even if it's 3 a.m. It is packed full of material, and also contains the exact text messages you need to send to her, when to send them, and how to send them. I've also included the audio course version of my program that I'm going to give to you as well. In addition to this, I'm going to include my guide, 5 Things to Stop Any Argument, which is jam-packed full of material that will help you end arguments with your ex fast, which is key to having a successful relationship. You're also going to get Bringing the Romance Back to the Bedroom, which is going to help make sure you have a crucial part of the relationship game figured out: great sex. Of course, I'm also going to give you access to my personal email address. You can reach me around the clock with any questions you may have, and I usually reply within 24 hours. Finally, don't forget, you're going to get a free 2-night hotel stay on me, no strings attached. You just cover the taxes, which is usually $5 to $10 a night for your stay, and that's it. So before you go any further, let me ask you this. How much is this worth to you? To get rid of the heartbreak and get back together with your ex. To be able to rebuild a better relationship than the one you had with her before, and forget all of the hurt you caused each other in the past. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on relationship counseling. You don't need to go out and spend $200 on new clothes to win her back. You just need someone to take you by the hand and help you. I really wish something like this existed when I needed help. But the good thing is, that's what inspired me to create this system for you and every other heartbroken man who wants his ex back. When I help people one-on-one, I can charge over $200 an hour for my services. I've also been paid $10,000 to speak at several different seminars on this topic. But like I mentioned, I want to help as many people as possible and make it affordable for everyone. So initially, I decided to only charge $94. I knew I could charge a lot more. I get paid thousands of dollars by the people I work with on a one-to-one basis, and they're happy to pay because I'm giving them something that's worth all the money in the world. However, I have been fortunate in my life, and I wanted to get the cost down even further. So because you've taken the time to listen to this video all the way through, I know that you really want my help. So I'm going to make it easier. I'm not going to ask you to pay $94. I'm going to give you a coupon for 50% off, so your total cost is only $47. If you don't take action now though, the coupon might be gone the next time you come back. Heck, I'm not even making a profit on this at $47. It's about at cost of what it takes for me to create each program. And you know what? I don't care. It's just money. Money comes and goes. I've been fortunate in my life, and I want to give back. So literally, for the price of taking them out on one date, you can have access to my program instead. Wouldn't you rather have your ex back? So I'm urging you to take advantage of this, because I don't want you to hate yourself later for passing this up. Space is limited because I can only handle a limited amount of students at once. To get started, just look below this video, and if the offer is still valid, you should see a box. Type the code half off into the box. That's just one word, half off. And click the button to activate your coupon. You'll be taken through a completely secure transaction system, and you'll have instant access to the How to Get X Back system. That's right, instant. In just a few minutes, you could be sending that first message and taking that first step to winning her back. Your order is completely confidential and will not show up as How to Get X Back on your billing statement, so you don't have to worry about anyone finding out this is how you got her back. You can get started for the one-time fee of $47 using PayPal, any major credit card, or even a debit card. And if you change your mind for any reason at all, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm backing this up with a 60-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So if you're really serious about getting your ex back, you need to join now. Like I said before, I only have enough space for a limited number of students. So if you want to get your ex back, it's important you take action now. After you join, I'll be asking you to start out by sending your ex 5 text messages, and I'm going to tell you word for word exactly what to put in the text. They are there in this program. You can just copy them and type them into your cell phone right away. You don't need to worry about what you're going to say or how you're going to say it. Just follow my instructions and she will be coming back to you. Guaranteed. And that's not all. I'm going to include 2 free guides that focus on what I've seen to be major problems in relationships that are falling apart. Basically, out of the thousands of couples I've helped, I keep hearing 2 things. We argue constantly, and things were going wrong in the bedroom, and she lost interest in me. So, the first guide, 5 things to stop any argument, is about how to get any woman to stop arguing with you right away. This guide is really important to me because it draws on a lot of what I've learned from working with couples over the years. It's not about using manipulation and bribery. It's how to use proven techniques to diffuse any heated argument. I previously sold this for $47 by itself, but I'm giving you this bonus for free today. And the second guide, Bringing the Romance Back to the Bedroom, is about putting that spark back into the bedroom. You know, there's one absolutely undeniable fact about couples. In every case I've seen, this has been true 100% of the time. no exceptions. Couples who have a lot of passionate, enjoyable sex stay together. Couples who don't, well, a lot of failed relationships can be traced back to problems in the bedroom. The guide is about capturing that spark, that rush you used to get when you were first getting to know each other. Remember how the hair used to stand up on the back of your neck when you were alone with her? The jolts of electricity that used to course through your body when she touched you. Remember how she'd lose herself in passion when you were together? You can have that back. In fact, you need that back if you want to make your relationship a success the second time around. And this isn't about only pleasuring her, because that's not going to work in the long run. No, my guide, which is based on years of research and thousands of case studies, is about completely reigniting your sex life so that both of you feel loved and fulfilled. Honestly, once you've read some of the tips in this guide, you two won't be able to keep your hands off each other. Normally, I charge $37 for this, but I'm going to include it for free. So I'm giving you a lot here. You're literally getting the keys to a brand new beginning, a way to get back to that special love you shared with her that your heart aches for. I could have charged 10 times as much for this system, and I'm sure a lot of people would pay it. But money isn't everything, and the emails and letters I receive from my students telling me about how they successfully got their woman back brings me more happiness than money ever could. It's not often in life you get a second chance at true love. So I really want to work with you and make sure you do everything right to get her back and have the happy life that you deserve. I've spent the last 3 years putting together everything I know, everything that works into my How to Get X Back system. The system really works. I have thousands of success stories from around the world that can testify to that. I didn't release this system until everything was perfect, until I was sure I could fulfill every promise I've made here, and more. Put your trust in me, and I promise I will never let you down. I want you to be my next success story. I want you to be the next person to email me with the story of how you got your ex back. Heck, I'd love it if I could include your story of how you got your ex back in my next video. There is absolutely no risk on your part. Join now and you'll be covered by my no questions asked 60-day money-back guarantee. If you decide this isn't for you, just send me an email at justin@howtogetxback.com or through our online support center, and you'll receive a full refund right away. But I can tell you, I've never had a student ask me for a refund in my life. In fact, most of my students go on to become good friends of mine that I still talk to today. I really care about helping people find love. It's my calling in life. I want to help you too. But please remember that the clock is ticking, since I can only accept so many students at a time. Other men are swooping in and grabbing the spots while you're still thinking about it. So if you're serious about getting your woman back, now is the time to act. I'm Justin Sinclair, and I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I was able to make you smile and realize that there is hope for you. So let's get started, and I'll see you on the other side.